Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Max, Chief Evangelist over here at Happily. I wanted to talk about a Quote Happily feature called the Rapid Quote Builder. The Rapid Quote Builder is our reimagination and complete reengineering of the experience of building a quote in HubSpot off of a deal record. So we've completely rebuilt this entire experience, not only to add in all of our feature and functionality, but to also get rid of the things that we don't like about the native quote builder inside of HubSpot. So let me show you first the experience that you have with native HubSpot Quote Builder that just comes standard out of the box. So you go over here to this tab called Quotes and you hit add. It brings up this full screen experience, and you got to add everything like the contact and the company one by one on each of these different pages. When you go and select a product from the product library, it just shows you everything, right? So everything in your entire product library, which is not ideal, right? Especially if you want to do things like automatically change the price, or you should only be selling certain things in certain circumstances, or maybe only certain teams should be able to sell certain products. You have no price book functionality here, right? You just get the whole thing. And all you can do is search through stuff, click it, add it. There's no automation. It's really tough. I'm going to go ahead and add this gnome with a shovel just to continue here. Sure, you can come into here, you can add stuff. I can discount whatever I want on here. So if I want to discount 100%, I can totally do that, right? It's not ideal. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this just so I don't accidentally do that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. I've got my signature options. I can turn on payments, things like that. And then I gotta go and choose the template. I gotta go do all these different things here. I gotta go through all these. And if I want to fix anything, I have to go back and forward and forward. And this is just not a great experience for building an actual quote, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come out of here. Let's close this, and we're going to come back to the deal, right? Now, it's also tough because if there was something else in there I wanted to go edit, I'd have to open up to it. I'd have to page to the place that I want to edit it. It just takes a lot of time. It's really cumbersome, and there's not a lot of control that you have over that actual quote building process. Now, what we've done with Quote Happily is we've completely replaced this experience. So what it looks like when you're building a quote in Quote Happily is your admin would actually go and hide the basic out-of-the-box quotes and line item fields, and you'd actually replace it with the Quote Happily quotes and Quote Happily deal line items UI extension cards on the right-hand side. And what happens is when a rep goes and builds a quote, they're going to land on this page right here. And this is everything you would want to do to your quote on a single pane of glass. I can edit the template, the quote name, the expiration date. I can edit the buyer information, the company information, signature and payment information, all from here. And I'm not clicking back and forth through 7 different pages in order to do it. On top of that, I have price book functionality, which means depending on some rules my admin set up in the background and the conditions that this deal falls into, I'm only able to access the products that I'm actually allowed to sell in these circumstances instead of seeing the entire HubSpot product library, right? I could also see in this case that since I'm selling to someone who's like a reseller or whatever this price book is telling me, my prices are automatically adjusted, and I can see what the original price is, and I can see any of them that are set to volume pricing. I can also see what the adjusted price is, and I can easily add things just like that. On top of that, since we're in full control of this UI, we can go ahead and augment the experience of creating the actual quote, such as having rules that will pop different notifies or block quotes or force us to submit them for approval if they meet some sort of sense of conditions. We can also add things like bundles and product collections and automatically add line items because we have full control of this interface. The other thing that I want to make sure that you understand is that we built this to unapologetically look and feel and taste and remind you of HubSpot. So even though your sales reps are using a different quote builder, if they've already used HubSpot to any extent, this is all going to feel familiar and easy to use. It's not like you have to learn an entirely different interface in a third-party platform to build your quotes, because this looks and feels and acts just like HubSpot. and it is still building a HubSpot quote at the end of the day. So you're able to take advantage of all the wonderful things HubSpot quotes give you, such as turning them into an invoice when you have a HubSpot quote, or running workflows with them, or reporting on them. There's a whole bunch of different reasons on why you still want to generate HubSpot quotes. But what we did is we reimagined and redesigned and re-engineered the experience of creating them so we could build in all of this new functionality that makes it much easier and quicker and gives more guardrails, guidance, and governance into the process of creating a quote when you're a sales rep in HubSpot.